Winning fame as the closest beach to Paris, the seafront at Dieppe has a long line of 19th-century mansions and hotels from when sea resorts first became fashionable. The windswept Pebble Beach is invigorating in winter and promises classic fun in the sun in summer. But Dieppe is a lot more than a resort, as you'll discover at the working fishing port lined by painted houses. The city is awash with maritime charm, in its old-world fishing districts and historic castle laden with the riches of 16th-century sea expeditions. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Dieppe so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Château de Dieppe. High to the west of the harbor and fishing port, Dieppe's 15th-century castle happens to be the oldest building in the city as it avoided a titanic bombardment by the Anglo-Dutch fleet in 1694. The flint and sandstone castle has a rectangular plan, with circular towers on each corner, but it's what's inside that is most fascinating. There are 3 rooms dedicated to Dieppe's 17th-century ivory trade with Guinea, which includes solar discs, fans, tobacco graters, snuff boxes, medallion portraits all sculpted with awesome skill. In the art collection are 12 works by the Cubist painter Georges Braque, who is buried not far away in Sainte-Marguerite-sur-Mer. At number 9 is the Église Saint-Jacques. Dieppe's main church was begun in the 1100s and not completed until the 1500s, and so it's a complete monument to every stage of Gothic architecture in France. The western rose window has very intricate traceries, and see if you can count all of the gargoyles on the facade, because there are more than 100. The eminent fleet owner Jean Angot, who supplied King Francis I with his vessels for global exploration, was a patron of the church in the 15th century. He commissioned the carved frieze in the Chapelle du Trésor, which depicts Brazilian Indians as described by sailors and explorers returning to Dieppe from their expeditions. At number 8, Dieppe's fishing port. On foot you could spend an engaging couple of hours pottering around the quays and fishing quarter in Dieppe. The obvious place to start is Quai Henri IV, with Dieppe's grandest waterside buildings and loads of bars, restaurants, and cafes favored with lovely views through the forest of boat masts to the Pollock Quarter. Dieppe is France's scallop capital, and the boats in the harbor go out to sea for as little as one night at a time, returning to sell their scallops at the early morning quayside market. At number 7, Plage de Dieppe. Yes, it's pebbly, but that takes nothing away from Dieppe's main beach, which runs on for kilometers, way past the western boundary of the city. The foreshore has spacious lawns, a kind of green belt, separating the beach from the imposing 19th-century hotels, mansions, and apartment blocks on Boulevard de Verdun. In cooler seasons you can come for the blustery and restorative sea air, working up an appetite before retiring to the fishing harbor for lunch. And in mid-September on even years is the biennial International Kite Festival, bringing a blaze of color to the beach and holding a packed program of events. At number 6 in our list, Chapelle Notre-Dame de Bonsecours. The Notre-Dame de Bonsecours Chapel in Dieppe was built in 1876 for sailors who died at sea. It was first a place of pilgrimage before becoming a parish church one. Many ex-votos bear witness to sailors who died at sea. A mutual aid society built it before being attached to the parish of Neuville-les-Dieppe in 1914. The Notre-Dame de Bonsecours Chapel, dedicated to the Virgin Mary, has the particularity of being filled with ex-votos in the form of miniature boats. The fishermen, before or after sailing, want to thank the Virgin or ensure her protection by offering a model of their boat. At number 5, Le Pont Colbert. The bridge that links Le Palais to the rest of Dieppe is a wonder in its own right. Le Pont Colbert is the oldest swing bridge in the world, still using its original mechanism. The bridge is in constant use as it's the only easy way to get downtown from Le Palais, and when there's maritime traffic you can see the spectacle of this structure swinging back to let it through. It dates to 1889 and is a remarkable piece of late 19th century technology. Efforts are being made to make sure the bridge is protected as an historic monument. At number 4, Manoir d'Ango. We mentioned Jean Angot, the 16th century fleet owner at the Church of St. Jacques, and 10 minutes west of Dieppe you can find out where he lived. Open from April to September, Angot's manor house is a lovely brick and flint palace, built by Italian architects and used as a summer residence until Angot's death in 1551. In the courtyard is one of the most spectacular dovecots in existence. It has a Byzantine-style dome and its walls are festooned with alternating bands of flint, brick, sandstone, and limestone. At number 3 in our list, Bois de Moutiers. In the Pays de Caux countryside near Manoir d'Ango is a sublime garden and manor house with views of the sea. When Guillaume Mallet acquired this land in 1898, he hired the esteemed British gardener Gertrude Jekyll and the architect Edwin Lutyens to create a large park that would take more than 40 years to complete. The result is classified as a French jardin remarkable and boasts 12 hectares of giant Himalayan rhododendrons, magnolias, and Chinese azaleas around a beautiful mock Tudor manor house. You'll note the interplay between the design of the garden and the layout of the house, which were intended to mirror each other. At number 2, Château de Miromesnil. Guy de Maupassant, the 19th century short story writer, was born at this palatial property 10 kilometers from Dieppe. You can go inside to admire the interiors and see the room in which he was delivered. One room has been preserved as a mid-19th century lounge to give you a sense of the chateau when it was occupied by Maupassant's family. The rest of the building has the wood paneling, wrought ironwork and furniture of a stately home from the 1700s. The grounds are a must too for their beech forest and a 200-year-old Lebanese cedar. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Veules-les-Roses. The Pays de Caux has welcomed many celebrated artists, who have all been attracted by the drama of these towering chalk cliffs. Claude Monet spent time in Pourville, part of Haute-sur-Mer, right next to Dieppe in 1882, where he painted the local seascapes. Veules-les-Roses, around 15 minutes by car from Dieppe, is an adorable village with medieval churches and 3 watermills with wheels intact. These were powered by the river Veules, which replenishes bubbling pools growing watercress. The village nestles in a small gap in the cliffs, and the beach in front is a mixture of pebbles and sand. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Dieppe? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.